I'm Omkar, ninth grade at Sunset High School.
I'm Metham. I'm a ninth grader at Westview High School.
I'm Shafali. I'm a ninth grader at Westview High School.
I'm Rohan. I'm a seventh grader at Stoller
Middle
School.
School. I'm Varun. I'm an eighth grader at Stoller Middle School.
I'm Christopher. I'm a seventh grader at Holy Trinity Middle School.
Hi, I'm Rahul. I'm an eighth grader at Stoller Middle School.
I am Kithali and I'm a ninth grader at Sunset.
And I'm Sonia, and I'm a ninth grader at Westview.
And this is the team second year.
Okay, so last year we were a rookie team, and so basically on our way, we were working really hard and like trying to do we would work really long hours just to get our things done. And on our journey of hard working, we would win a lot of awards, as well as working hard. We also were able to manage to get to Worlds, and there we won the Judges Award.
And there's 4,500 teams around the world, and 128 teams make it to the Worlds, and we won one of the 14 awards there.
Wow.
Okay, so FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology.
Yeah, that's right.
It was an organization founded in 1989 to help students get interested in science and technology. There are 4 levels of FIRST. The first level is Junior FLL. Junior FLL is designed to help kids age 6 to 9 get interested in STEM concepts. The second level is FIRST Level A, also known as FLL. It was designed to help students build and program robots that deal with real life situations such as food, energy, recycling, and other concepts. The third level is called FTC, or also known as First Tech Challenge, where students grades 7 to 12 students grades 7 to 12 should program and build robots to play a floor game. And the fourth level is FRC, where a team of 20 or more students build and program industrial-sized robots.
In there are 4 levels in it first. First is Junior FLL, then FLL, then FTC, and then FRC. On an FTC team, there are usually 10 to 15 members. The kids on the team are from 7th to 12th grade. Every year, there's a new challenge in FTC. When you're building your robot, you can either buy parts from a hardware store such as Home Depot, or you can be innovative and make your own custom parts.
So there are many different components of FTC. So first there's the robot game and the design where you make the robot and then you play on the field to compete with other teams to see who wins. And then another thing is the engineering notebook where you write the design of your robot and what you do every single day, and outreaches. And outreaches is one example, me and all our whole team, and then we're here with you. We're spreading the idea of FTC and all along with other first competitions, so you guys can get interested. And then part of FTC is to market and fundraising, because FTC costs a lot of money, so we get money and marketing for our website online. And then at the competition, we need strategies and allies. So we look at people who might be helpful and who's really good, and we want them as a potential ally.
So every year there's a different FTC challenge, as this year's FTC challenge is called Rescue. So Rescue is trying to simulate a way how people help other people from safety. So in this year's Rescue, the robot is on the playing field and it has to try to rescue climbers to shelters. So that basically simulates how in real life when people try to climb mountains and they get sick and stuff, how they need to go back to safety. In this year's FTC challenge, the robot has to climb a mountain. That shows the hardship of climbing mountains and trying to save the people. And it has to collect debris, which is the waste product usually, and this is trying to make a better world for us. And this is the rescue challenge.
So this is a video of our FTC thing from last year.
So our robot is the one in the corner with the long tape measures. And this was the autonomous mode. So there's two sections, autonomous and teleop. In autonomous, it's 30 seconds and it's pre-programmed. That's the one that was just happening. And then there's a two-minute teleop where we use driver control, like Xbox controllers, to actually move the robot and play with the other robots. There's 4 robots on a field at one time.
Red lines, blue lines, you guys can pick up those controllers.
An FTC field is 12 by 12 feet.
And we're ready to do this teleop, beginning in 3, 2, 1, go! We have action from all 3 of our robots. Techaholics still with possession of the tall blue goal. As Snowbox kicks out the blue kickstand. All balls in play. Let's see some balls start getting harvested by different teams. Poopa there with possession of the high red goal, filling it full of balls to score. Techaholics working on filling their top lifter so they can score into that high blue. Getting quite a few balls in there. Looking over here at the Red Alliance, they're trying to get those balls and goals in possession there so they can start scoring with them. Team of Hoopa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quickly fills into high red. Responded in time by the Techaholics. Snowbox with position of the mid-height blue goal, working on filling it up. As on the Red Alliance, we have 61-48 working on filling their mid-red. Teams are staying pretty neck and neck when it comes to ball collection and point values. Working on filling those guys up in equally as possible. Snowbox working on filling up there, getting down. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Snowbox filling quickly into their mid-high blue. Hoopa going for some more in that full red as their alliance partner. Orange Pie scores in the mid-red. Orange Pie making a little bit of wiggling with their maneuvering. Looks like they might have a ball or something coming to meet them. Let's make sure they can keep that maneuverability as they try and head up this red ramp. Pushing it smoothly up. There we go. That's the mid-height red moving goal at the top of the red ramp by Orange Pie. 87-16. Techaholics moving the high blue into their parking area as Snowbox goes for more in their mid-height. Fully filling that mid-height by the Snowbox. Team of Hoopa working in endgame, seeing if they're going to be able to score one of those high goals. Looks like they're going to go around and try and score in their red one. They're just trying to get themselves fully up. Only got a little bit of time. Snowbox going after the high blue, rotating and having some defense. There we go, and that concludes qualification match 76. Let's give those teams a round of applause.
Okay, so this was a video clip from last year, and so the challenge, as you could see, there was 3 different heights of tubes: 30 centimeters, 60 centimeters, and 90 centimeters. And we had to fill. They were like size balls of wiffle balls, and we had to fill the tubes up. And basically, how high you fill it, the more points you got. And if you heard the buzzer in the last 30 seconds, that's called endgame. And in that point, you get there's special tasks you can do to earn extra points.
In the future, if you want to reach us or contact us, you can contact us at techaholics@gmail.com, and our website is techaholics.weebly.com. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're just going to talk a little bit about our old robot. So as you saw in the video, last year's game, we had to pick up balls, lift them up to a certain height, and drop them in tubes. So we did this with our sweeper at the front right here, which just spins. We rose our arm, and we have a launcher that just launches the balls up, and they travel through the tape measures and into the box. And then at the back, what we do is we use these hooks at the very bottom to hook onto the tubes, and then we release the balls, and they all go right into the tubes.
And so
And I see the little Lego robotic stuff right in there. There's the little camera. There's no, not that one. The one below.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, that one and the
brick.
The NXT.
Yeah, the
so we use
famous
these.
box.
Yeah. So this little camera thing is actually a sensor. It's an ultrasonic sensor. So we use this during the autonomous mode I was talking about, where it's pre-programmed. So like the robot doesn't know where it is. So we use this to like detect the walls and the different tubes, so we don't bump into anything or run into anything. So that's what this little camera thing is for. This is called NXT. It's the brains of the robot, and so this is where we download our programs into, and basically, yeah, it makes our entire robot run.
But actually, this year they kind of switched the system. So this year we use Android phones instead of the NXT, and it's a different type of programming this year as well.
Yeah. So instead of this, they completely took it out, and now we put an Android phone on the robot, and then we have another one with us, and then we attach our controllers to the phone.
Last year, were you allowed to use the EV3?
No, we were only allowed to use the NXT.
What do you use tape measures on the
Okay, so the tape measures are like how I said. We have a launcher, and it's kind of like a stick, and it flicks, and that launches the balls up. So to make sure that the balls just don't go all over, we use the tape measures to guide the balls into the box.
And one more thing, we didn't have this launcher in the very beginning. We implemented this later on in the season because we thought this was more efficient. So we could basically hook onto the tubes using the back of our robot, open this, and just collect balls, pop them up, put them into the tube. And it was just a continuous cycle, and we were able to score much more with them. There was a question here.
Yeah, so why did you use tape measures to secure that they were all going to come up and into the thing and then drop into the cone? Like, why not just like make like a pipe that shoots it up and then rolls it down?
Well, in the beginning, the rule is that our robot has to fit in an 18 by 18 by 18 inch cube. So that's why in the beginning our robot is just like this, and it has to be all compressed and contracted. And then afterwards we can grow to any size we want. So that's why we use tape measures, because they like
Retractable.
retract and expand.
So they were like the perfect mechanism. So they would just retract by themselves and expand by themselves, and we wouldn't need to do like any extra work.
Yeah.
How expensive was that?
Really?
It's really bad. It's really bad.
No, it's around, I'd say 10,000.
Dang.
$10,000? That's a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All our sponsors will do.
It's my job.
Do you guys have?
So the amount of money it cost them, they had to fundraise, I'm sure, to make this happen. You could go to a high adventure base and scouting over 10 times for that amount of money. Okay? So think about that when you're fundraising and you're griping about how expensive scouting is. Okay? And the things that you have goals for. Put it in perspective again, what other groups are doing.
Yeah. So a big part of this is that we have to like go out to different companies, present ourselves, and to hope that they sponsor us. And this like teaches us how to like talk in front of like high end people.
Okay, so now we're gonna set up our robot and drive around the robot.
Yay!
This is the second robot I've seen today. Really? I mean, second robot I've seen this week.
Actually, wait, no, this is about like about 9
Give me a hug. How she explained, there was autonomous IntelliOp mode. So IntelliOp, we use these controllers to control it. 2 controllers, one to drive the wheels, obviously. Then one for the arm. Raises up, controls speed for all attachments. It's pretty fun to drive. You feel like you have the power, and this is like the main time of scoring, I guess. 2 minutes to score anything, most points, using these. And the controls are pretty simple. like to go forward, this would be like slowest forward, fast, like medium speed, and fast. Go backwards, you hold this button. Then we have like that weird bar in the front, right? So
Right here.
in our challenge, we had to knock down a pole to let the balls out. So we'll use this, knock it down. It's pretty fun to play with. But yeah, and then
He's whacking his tail.
that's all of it for the base. And then to the arm.
So for the arm, we go up. So this is when we want to raise our arm and try to score.
Nope.
Okay, so that's when we release the balls. So we have this. If you can see, we have. Okay, we have this moving thing. So if we don't want to score and we want to hold our balls, see this thing? So we would just keep our balls in there, and when we think it's time to score, we would just raise it up and it lifts. And this is how we open it and close it. Yeah. And then,
Nifty little gadget.
okay. There's a sweeper in the front.
Come on.
Everyone try going forward.
It's been in the garage for 6 months, so it's a little rusty.
Okay. And then we have our popper. Can you see our
Right now, the tape measures are pretty misaligned if you haven't touched it in a while. But if it was aligned, it'd go all the way up. Right now, it just gets stuck in the middle of it.
Okay, so this is our popper. If you could see the ball go. And so the highest we could score last time was 120 centimeters, so we designed this to go all the way to 120 centimeters.
So the mat is tall as her. It's used for everything.
It's actually taller. Can I drive it? It can go taller.
Yeah.
No. Am I taller?
Do you guys have any questions about the robot or
Anything.
yeah.
Can I drive it?
Whoa, whoa.
Round two.
He
said we'd seen it.
Actually, could be taller.
Wait a second, the song.
How many people want to drive?
Okay, then make it right.
Well, that's still
Okay, so do you guys have any more questions about the robot and what it can do or FTC?
Can it go up hills?
Huh?
Can it go up like a steep wall?
It can. So last year we had a ramp, but it wasn't that steep. I would say around 30 degrees, but it can go up that, but not more than that. It would just topple over. Yeah, and it has happened before. It fell off, and yeah.
Ask her how much it weighs.
How much time did it take to
Ask her
make
how
that?
much it weighs.
So we took we built this over a course of 9 months. And so we went to 8 competitions, and after each competition, we have to like redesign it, rebuild it, come up with new ideas. So it was over the whole season.
Also speaking on the programming side, as this was last year's robot, last year we used C programming to program this robot. This year we're using Java, as we're using the Android devices. So that's how we're using that's the programming language we're using for the autonomous and teleops.
Was there a question?
What was the most challenging design like hurdle that you guys faced when you guys were designing this? Is there one that like stood out that?
It would depend on the part of the robot. That's the thing. All of these parts have gone through many different designs. Let's say that after every competition, as we said, all that would be left is the frame that you see there. That's it. Everything else would be taken off. So this depends on how much time we work.
Yeah, so like at different competitions, we might find problems with different parts of our robot, and then when we go home after that, we have to fix it again. So technically, all of the parts have had problems before, but we just fixed the problems, improved it.
And one of the most challenging I thought was to build was the popper and like the launcher. And as I told you before, it was implemented later. We did not have it from the beginning. So it was actually a dilemma whether we should do it or not because it was a huge risk. And we had to like take apart our entire robot. But it was we had to like discuss as a team. And there were a lot of arguments over it, but we had to like come together and make a decision.
What did you use before the launcher?
So before the launcher, we didn't have the tape measures. We just had the arm, which would go up and down. And we had every time we wanted more balls, we'd have to bring the arm all the way back down, collect more balls, take the arm all the way back up. So that's why we thought the launcher would save a lot of time. Yeah.
Can you launch anything other than balls?
There was nothing in the game that we needed to launch other than balls.
No more questions?
No.
In the future, are there going to be any robots designed like this of what you already have, or are you guys going to come up with something that's completely different?
We're building a new robot this year, but it's not done, so we couldn't bring it. But
That's all Android based,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be like it's gonna be more different and more lighter.
As he explained this year's challenge, it's a lot different. Like this year we found like a steep mountain, which is a lot steeper than the tiny ramp we had. So this was like over 60 pounds. So this year
So it has to be more lighter.
yeah, it would tip over, fall down, break, whatever. Wouldn't be able to hang. It'd break the set instead of actually do anything. Help anyone.
Yeah, and like someone asked, can we go up steep hills? Well, this one cannot, but this year it requires us to go up steep hills. So we have to design a robot based on that fact, making it lighter so it will actually go up steep hills.
Now, I wonder. Now, could you put like legs on the robot if they were still in the box?
You could figure it out, yeah. You can. There's not that many limitations to FTC.
Fairly any. Things you can also fabricate.
how did you
Computer based.
We had to wire the entire robot. So every single motor, every single this is the servo motor, and then regular motors. Everything has to be connected to these
wires.
and then all of these get connected to the NXT, which is like the brain. So we download our program onto the NXT, and then we use the remote controllers to connect with Wi-Fi to the NXT, and that's how we go.
And like every single like thing that controls the robot that makes it move has to be connected to these, which are then connected to this, which is the brain of the robot.
Yes, to actually make it move, we have software which runs and starts and stops matches. Pretty easy.
You have a question over there.
I actually have two. One of them, how many different motors are on that thing?
7. Yeah, the max you're allowed to have is 8, and we have 7 on this one.
What are they all used?
Just driving the wheels, driving this arm to go up and down, and the sweeper.
So we have 4 base motors, 1 arm motor, 1 sweeper motor, and 1 popper.
To clarify, we have a limited amount of PCs and servos that are not big. Yeah.
My other question was, what is the most expensive part of that?
Everything's made out of different parts. That's the special.
Well, if you look at it, like some things are actually really cheap. Like this thing here, these are just zip ties, to like
inside.
And these are just tubes. These are just tape. This is just tape measure wood. So all of these are pretty cheap when you put them together.
It becomes expensive.
Yeah, the most expensive part would probably be the electronics. Yeah, because they're expensive. No other questions?
How long can it go for that?
tested that properly, because just to make sure that it doesn't happen, that it doesn't die in the middle of a match. After every match, we take out the battery, switch it with another one. But we know for a fact it lasts more than probably 2 matches, so probably more than 6 minutes at least.
Okay, who wants to try dragon?
Me.
Okay, so you guys can take turns. We have 2 remotes, so 2 people can go at it.
6 people, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Hey guys.
Hey, yes, go.
Yeah, but 2 people at a time.
So guys, now have your undivided attention, people. You're going to be dragging this robot. Is there a robot? Is there rules? If tell you to get off, or tell you to do something, you do it. Okay? Okay, don't break it. Okay. I go on.
You're gonna write it?
You were the FBI. You're gonna toss in the face. I don't care. Our commander made a head raise. Our commander made a head raise.
Bring your hands.
Kristen, I need you to arm grab this
Hug me! Hug me, brother!
Hug me, brother.
Still have one all the way down there.
It's a gun.
It has been murder your face. In the face.
It's a gun. It's dead. Yay! Go the other way.
Stop hugging the chairs.
The chairs are not family. We're all
Chairs are friends, not
Except you.
How do you know? I tried that one.
Check it out.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Let me tell you what. It's really bad. So first of all, the hair.
I bought it for my birthday party too.
Did you know that on the internet guys, if you have a return in your Wi-Fi direct name, turn on Wi-Fi direct. You know what happens?
Screw up.
Your media will start crashing all over the Wi-Fi. Crashes every single internet. We had like 10 droids crash. We had like so much garbage. Crashing was hilarious. And guess what? Guess what? This is the final solution. Our team is making all the phones crash. And our phones didn't crash at all. Because I love texting. Android stays alive. Who are you? Who are you? Hey. Okay.
So I know how to make sense for people by doing one accent.
Yeah, one accent.
I can add one
No. Wait, did you already get this piece?
Okay, wait, remember, I am an independent right lawyer. Hold it tight. You came up with that. I modified that. Wait, did you say that again? Wait, yeah. You did it. Sure. Wait, you did
Yeah, it's totally gonna work.
One more
What made it so controversial?
Oh my God. Straighten it up.
Let me tell you about
Yes.
Zach, when it's just back to
I don't care.
Wait, guys, let's try to set up a different challenge. Guys. My finger. My finger.
Yeah, no phone.
Yeah, that's okay.
My pinky was straight.
Andrew said again. Obviously, because it's always shot. I am at the floor. I'm lying.
Find the song. Yeah, so if you stand in line, you might be able to enjoy this.
It's like